How's everyone doing? Yes, I'm without my makeup. Well, the last time I did my video and I was all messy and I just had woken up. So I hope that everybody's doing fine this evening. Yes, this is a little a little reminder to everyone that on August 6th we have a show and it's at 6 p.m. and it's called Live with Maria. So I want everybody to tune in here to YouTube because I'm going to do it on YouTube. So it's going to be Tuesday, August 6th. Vamos a tener una programa que se llama Violencia Domestica y vamos a tenerlo en español para mi gente latina. Es un show para las mujeres y para los hombres que están en situaciones bien graves, domesticadas y que necesitan, tú sabes, ayuda y que necesitan alguien que lo anime y que lo saquen de una situación bien crítica. Va a ser una programa sobre violencia doméstica y yo quiero que todo el mundo se entunen en YouTube, en mi canal y va a estar en español. Todo el programa va a estar en español. Eso quiere decir que todos pueden sintonarse en este programa porque es dedicada a la gente es dedicada a la gente latina. Es muy informativo porque necesitamos que, especialmente las jovencitas que tienen su noviecito y creen que están arriba en el mundo y están enamoradas y entonces se encuentran en una situación donde es muy violento. Y entonces necesitamos dar el mensaje que no es bueno mantenerse en una relación que sea violento. Porque estamos enseñando a nuestros hijos que eso es muy bien. Tú sabes que mantenerse en una relación violenta está bien y no está. Pero sí vamos a estar sintonizados en YouTube y espero que todo el mundo tú sabes, vean el programa que se llama Live with Maria. En vivo con María se llama En vivo con María. Y entonces va a estar aquí en YouTube. Y espero que se suscriben a este programa y en otras que tenemos videos de eventos que pasan en Las Vegas. Y pueden suscribirse ahí también. Si desean ver un video que les gusten, pueden you can subscribe to my channel. Anyway, I hope that this is just not for Latinos, but also for I had a show on the 26th of June. It was also in regards. It was also in reference to domestic violence and how women who remain in relationships that are so volatile and so dangerous that they're so scared that just because they have children that they maintain themselves in a relationship that's very violent. And so we're not really aware when we are in love and we fall in love, like I have fallen in love, and we think that our man loves us because he's jealous or because he tells us to wear something a certain way and not to be surrounded by our family and our friends. In reality, that's a red flag that there is a problem, and sadly enough, we become pregnant by that man, and we become scared, frightened for our life because we don't know what to do. And sometimes what's best to do is to get out of a relationship that's not good for us. I have been in relationship where I was violently beaten to death. And so, no, I really was. And I know that that when we talk about it and we don't, that we say to ourselves, oh, well, she don't look it well. Yeah, right now because, I'm out of the relationship and I'm almost happy that, that I did because I was going to wind up in a body bag. So, I only do this because I think that it's very good to inform women out there because even though we're in 2018, women still don't value themselves and hold the high standards for themselves. And they need other women, to empower them and to encourage them not to stay in a relationship with a man who's beating you violently. And it's so sad because we as women, we are women that bear these children, their children, we take care of them, and we try to maintain a whole family, to try to not break that family apart because maybe we came from that very same thing, and so we don't want that happening to us. But in real, what we're showing our children is that, that it's dangerous to remain in a relationship where even their own father is beating up on them. And sometimes we don't even have that. Sometimes we have our boyfriends and we live with our boyfriends and we introduce them to our children, and it becomes so violent that sometimes they wind up hurting our own children. So that's why it's best to leave those kind of situations. Sometimes we can't, we really can't, we really, sorry, we really don't know where to turn to. And the sad thing is that yes, we can turn to so many shelters that are out there, and we we don't look for resources because we're too scared to get out. And I really don't blame them. Like if I, speaking from, if you're a mother and you don't want to jeopardize your well-being and your child's well-being, well, think about it this way. You've already jeopardized it by remaining in a relationship that's not good for you and not good for your children. And what you're setting an example is that it's okay to be beaten. It's okay to remain in a relationship where that man has no respect for you, and especially the father or the boyfriend. It's not good. Also to the point where all of you wind up dead. And that's a sad situation because so many in the news where the man kills the children, kills the wife, and then pulls the gun on himself. Instead of just pulling the gun on himself and just leaving the mother and the children alive, what he does is take the whole family down with him. And that's sad because, this is what the message that we want to spread, that it's an awareness thing, that domestic violence, and it still exists. Domestic violence still exists, and it's very, very, it's very, how would I say, very out there. Like we should really be aware that if we have a friend, a family member who's going through that situation, that we really should try to help them out, because sometimes they don't tell you anything because they want you to think that they're in a perfect relationship, and they will do anything to hold on to that relationship, and it's no good. Sometimes we need to sit down and reflect, what is best for us. And sure, you don't want anybody to meddle into your business, but remember, it's not just about you, it's about your children. It's about, about their well-being. You want to live to see your children big. You want to live to see your children, graduate or get married. We all think that because we stay in a relationship that we are the one who's going to change that man, that we are the special one that will change him. Nothing that you do is going to change that man unless he wants to change. It's just like alcohol, it's just like drugs, that unless you do not look for help on your own, solve your problem. All you are going to do is escalate that, because everything you do for that person is not going to work, because that person doesn't want to change. That person wants to ruin. Everything that he sees is going to ruin. Sadly enough, we also have in relationships that it's the man who's getting beaten up, and that's not talked about very often. But yes, there is domestic violence towards men as well. And so, that's important, because a lot of men out there, they don't say anything because they're saying to themselves, well, I'm a man. I'm supposed to be defending myself against this woman. And, if he reports that to the police, he's not going to, he feels like he's not going to gain anything from it, because they're not going to believe me. I'm a man. Once they look at her and they look at him, they're going to say, oh, come on, really? And that's a sad thing. Also, domestic violence in relationships that are same-sex relationships. You would think that no, that can occur, but yes, it can. It can occur, and probably it is not being heard out there, because it's, to some people, it's like impossible, like God, nah, that would never happen. But it does have, domestic violence has no race, no color, no age, nothing. It simply is that if you are caught up with the wrong person, and that person has a history of abuse, and violent abuse, like really violent abuse, and probably you don't even know about it, and that's the sad part. Most of the times that we get involved with somebody, we don't take a look at their history before we get involved with them. And so that's what happens. And so when we get involved, we're so in love, or we're so already in the relationship, so invested in the relationship, that it's too late. And it really isn't too late, because it's never too late to better yourself. It's never too late to get out of a situation that is no good for you. So please stay tuned to my show, Live with Maria. And yeah, I am a beginner at this. And so, but I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope that everybody stays tuned. Please follow me in Facebook if you'd like. And please, stay tuned here on YouTube. Because I don't know how to work YouTube. But, a lot of people tell me, oh, you use YouTube, use it. It's good, it's good, it's good. So, I'm hoping that you guys will stay tuned. But, if you please share this and subscribe, and if you have a friend who is going through domestic violence, or you sense, or your gut feeling tells you, and and get help for them, because sometimes we don't want to get involved, because we don't want to meddle into other people's business. This is not the time to think that way, because remember that though you don't want to get involved, remember that by getting involved, not only will you help your friend, who yeah, she'll be mad at you, or he'll be mad at you for a while, but it's better to save a life and save that child or those children, than to look away and not do anything, and then it'd be too late. And sometimes that's the greatest mistake that we can ever make, is turning away from a situation where we feel that it's none of our business, when in fact we should make it our business. We really, really should. So many children are dying. So many children are dying in the hands of people who have had a history of violence, and it's so sad because these are and not only that, the mothers become so accustomed to the violence that they themselves start to create their world that violence is it, and then they take it out on the children because you know, this is it, like sometimes mothers and fathers or whatever who is in the relationship, they blame the children. They blame the children because of their demise. And the fact of the matter is that the child has nothing to do with it. It's just that they're so accustomed, they've gotten used to violence that they themselves create now a world and a pattern of violence. And so now, instead of now taking it out, towards each other, what they do now is take it out on the children. And so the children are the ones now who are suffering. If you know of a child who is in a home that's violent, really, the only thing that I could tell you is that please help them. Please help them get your child or get that child out of that kind of situation. And these are what my shows are directed to help the community and to help people and to strive to better, the way and quality of life. I put in my experiences as a woman who has been through domestic violence. So what I tell or what I try to do is empower women to make change in their life. So I hope that you stay tuned on YouTube. Please subscribe. And I hope that to see you soon and on August 6th at 6 to 7 p.m. And it's called Live with Maria. Bye.